Anna! Anna, you've come. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I've been waiting for you. I want you to be the first to see it. Are you ready?
Yes. This is the construction. Oh.
Well?
It's very big and complex. It's interesting.
Did you like it?
Honestly, I'm overwhelmed.
Thank God. I was so worried.
Maestro, what are you doing?
I couldn't wait.
I only just left.
You may have time, I do not.
Maestro, this is my friend Martin Bauer, Martin Ludwig van Beethoven.
A pleasure, sir.
This is your famous bridge. Are you going to win?
I don't know.
How could you not know that? Well, that tells me you're an artist. Aren't you an artist?
Well, that depends on what you mean by an artist.
An artist is someone who has learned to trust himself.
Maestro, what do you think?
It has no soul.
I beg your pardon.
It lacks life, grace, passion. It is a dead, worthless thing.
You have no right.
Martin.
No. I don't care who he is. I don't care what the world thinks you are. What gives you the right?
I'll tell you what gives me the right. You build bridges to connect points of land. I build them to connect men's souls. God gives me the right. God whispers into some men's ears, while he shouts into mine. That's why I am deaf. When you go blind, sir, then you too will have the right, not to be judged, but to judge.
Beethoven, I didn't know. I didn't know you had an interest in such things. Macaroon?
Excellency, this is Martin Bauer of the Polytechnic Institute.
Friend of yours? Is he Beethoven?
No, Your Excellency. But because of the gratitude I bear for Anna, I'm going to do you a favor, Martin Bauer. I'm going to give you a gift. Now, how do you feel? Sad? Angry? Furious? Do you want to kill? Start over. Build your bridge from that!
Didn't like that one.
I
Beethoven?
expect you to see it.
Make a note of that. Beethoven didn't like that one. I didn't like it either.
If you ever go near that man again, I'll have nothing more to do with you. Do you understand me? Nothing.
Beethoven is considered the greatest composer of serious art music of all time. The mature works of his later years set the standard by which composers still measure their music to this day. He is credited with bridging the classical and romantic periods of music, Dominic Prevost. Frederick Grunfeld says that even though Beethoven ushered in the romantic era of music, his greatness lies in his artistic musical conventions, into the perfected classical form of his earlier training. Some critics claim that Beethoven's symphonies exhausted the possibilities of the symphonic form. According to some music authorities, symphonies after his are only pale copies of the near perfection he achieved. The classical period of music had been a reaction to the lush excesses of the Baroque era. Classic emphasized the power of reason and harmony. The theme of melody was explored into the formal style, as Norman Lloyd stated. The Romantic era expressed the artist's individualism with passion and drama, putting their emotional lives into their art. With Beethoven's music, man's troubled, passionate inner life is exposed. The expression of emotion was foreign to purely classical composers. Norman Lloyd states that the drama in Beethoven's music took the form of violent contrast, jumping from low to high notes, going from soft to loud explosively. Like many innovators before Beethoven, Beethoven's work was not fully appreciated during his lifetime. Critics complained that his most expressive works were too harsh and too long. Beethoven came from a musical family of modest means. His father and grandfather were musicians, and his grandfather was also a composer and conductor. Early in Beethoven's career, he was a popular pianist. He performed in the homes of rich, influential people. Today, Beethoven is admired most as a composer. He was obsessed with perfection. He wrote music carefully, making many changes to get his compositions to fit his ideal of beauty, according to Frederick Grunfeld. In spite of his early success, he had a difficult childhood. His mother died when he was 17. His father was an alcoholic. Beethoven had to become head of his household and support his father, 2 brothers and sister, according to Lloyd. Beethoven's life led him to experience a full range of emotion, from love to despair. The later years of his life, after losing his hearing at 30, was often sad and lonely, according to an article in the Grove Conscious Dictionary of Music about Beethoven. No doubt this rich but tragic life influenced the power people appreciate in his mature music.